All right, so we continue. We reach the point of effective teams. So we discussed so far what is a group. We discussed what is a team. Now we need to discuss what makes a team effective. Effective means gets the job done. Well, one of the main things is you need adequate resources. And if you can't see it, you zoom in a little bit. So, if you're going to give any kind of job and you expect them to do the job, you have to give them resources. They may need computer time, they may need mobiles, they may need internet, they may need whatever, all right? They need special resources, they may need adequate resources. The next thing is, if you form a team, it's better to form it with a structure. You tell who the leader is. Okay, you're running this team is your responsibility, and again, you do the planning, the organizing, and all the other things which you do when you have a team. So, that's number 2. Next, if you want a team to be successful, you need to develop a climate, also environment of trust. People should trust each other. Without trust, it doesn't work, okay? Next one is, you need some evaluation and reward system. You got a team, you need to know how you evaluate each person on the team. And you need to be able to appropriately reward them on that team. So, evaluation and reward system is very important. Then, when you compose, when you choose members, you need to think about members' abilities. Who's able, who's not able, how members' abilities complement each other, okay? We were talking yesterday about synergy, where 1 + 1 equals 3. Next, you need to think about personality. Maybe some people are or have conflict personalities and are not very good. So, you need to worry about personality. You need to think about allocating roles, okay? Today you're going to be doing the camera, today you're going to be documenting on paper. So you need to know who is assuming which role. In other words, how you assign roles to different people, and I discussed roles yesterday, and maybe we get some more roles today. You also need some diversity. Just getting the same people, knowing the same stuff is no good. You need people to have different knowledge, different skills so that they can help each other. They can, it's called complement each other. If everyone's the same, not really good. Team, not very, very good. Next one, you need to think about the size of a team. Is it better to have a 3-member team, or a 5-member team, or 7 members, or 10, or 20? All right? I mean, as the team gets bigger and bigger, it gets much harder to manage. It's a lot easier to manage a small team of 3, 4, 5 people. All right? You basically say who's running the team, and they can almost self-manage. Almost self-manage. Management gets more complicated and more difficult with more people. Next one, member flexibility. You need members to be flexible. That's fairly straightforward. And you also have to think about member preferences. Some people like one thing, some like other things. Some people don't like certain things. So you should really know who likes what they want to do, what they like to do, what they enjoy to do, and to give them and assign them things that they really like to do. And you should try to avoid giving them things that they hate to do. Because if you give them too many things which they hate, soon enough they're just going to leave or be dissatisfied, but they're not going to be contributing much. In other words, if they don't like it, they're not going to be effective, okay? If they enjoy it, they're going to be fairly effective. All right, then you got to think about work design. You got to think about autonomy. The team's got to be fairly autonomous. They need to think for themselves, behave for themselves. They need to have certain, it's called independence. They have to be fairly independent. And as before, part of independence is flexible. So each member's got to be flexible, but the whole team has to be also flexible. You need to have some skill variety. I already explained that. People need to have different skills. You don't want to pick people with exactly the same skills. I mean, that's no good. They got to have little bit different skills. You also need to have some task identity. You need to tell them, this is your task. Well, in the same sense, this is your goal. This is your objective. This is what we expect from you. So, when you form a team, if you want them to be effective, you need to tell them what is expected from them. You need to set the expectations clear. If they know what's expected from them, they can do it. If they don't know what's expected from them, well, they don't know what they're doing, okay, and why they're on the team. And you need to explain them why the task or the job you give them is significant. Why is it important? You know, got to tell them, look, this is a very important job because of this, this, and this, okay? So they need to know and understand that the job is important. Because if it's not important, they say, hey, it's not important, doesn't matter, take it easy, have fun, right? Enjoy life. Okay, so they need to understand that this is something very important, and they need to understand how important it is. Because if it's not important, they don't think it's important, they're not going to put in time, they're not going to put in effort, they're not going to do many things. All right, you also need to work on the processes about common purpose. These people should have basic common purpose. Again, part of this is what I already explained. You need to give them specific goals, okay? You need to give them some efficacy. Well, there's a little difference between efficient and efficacious. I don't want to get into that. And you need to think about conflict, meaning you should think that if there is a conflict, you expect it, you resolve it. Because as I was explaining yesterday, for those who were here, right? If you got a team or a group, sooner or later, you will get a conflict. Conflicts are almost always inevitable, okay? So you need to think about conflicts. You two guys, if you're going to be playing here, just go somewhere else, okay? No need to stay in class. If you're going to be playing this little toy, no point, all right? I mean, I see you just busy just go busy outside, okay? Yeah, just go outside. No need to stay. Just go outside. I mean, I understand you like the air conditioning, but just go outside and do your thing, okay? And then you're going to watch it on video, okay? It's on YouTube, all right? It's going to be on YouTube, Management Lecture 32. All right, and also you have to think about social loafing. Yesterday, I explained social loafing means you got a big group of 6, 7, or maybe 10 people, and some of them don't really want to contribute, don't really want to put in time, don't want to put in effort. They wait on the others to do the work. And I explained yesterday, we call this free riding. Some people like to free ride. When they see a group of 6 people, they just sit back and wait all the others to do the work, and they don't do anything, okay? That's a big problem with any group and with any team. And you have to think carefully to make sure that you don't have social loafing or free riding. That's a typical problem. That's why a lot of, well, not a lot, few people, right, will choose to say, I don't want to work in a team, I don't want to work alone, okay? I'm responsible, I don't want to put in all the time and effort, and someone else joins me and gets the reward and gets the good grade, okay? I better work alone. So, and one of the reasons is social loafing. Actually, they just prevent you from doing it. Some people see that, well, it's better for me to work alone and I can do better than working 2 people in a team or 3 people in a team, okay? For example, when I exercise, sometimes I think I'm better off exercising on my own, okay? Because I can do a lot faster running or a lot slower running. I can run longer, I can run shorter, I can take a break, okay? I can decide how much time I'm going to use on running and endurance, how much on flexibility. Sometimes it's actually better not to be in a team, just to do the work on your own, alone. So you got to think about these problems and issues. All right, specifically, and I already discussed this, they just repeated from the previous slide, is if you're going to be composing a team, you need to think about the members' abilities and their skills. Who knows what? Who will contribute with what? Okay? You need to think about their personalities. I already discussed that. We need to think about their role allocation. Okay? So, who will be responsible for what? I discussed a little bit roles yesterday. You need to think about diversity. I already discussed that. You need to think about the size. Already discussed that. 3 people, 5 people, 12 people. You need to think about members' flexibility and preferences. You should really pick for the job people that will like the job and will enjoy the job, okay? So when I was having a corporate job, I like a lot of stuff which involves data, which involves manipulating data, which involves formatting data, okay, which involves designing a chart. In other words, I like the reporting job of everything related to data. So when my boss tells me, well, I need to find data about this, I do all the data and everything, says, oh, great job, I see everything, okay? So you need to find, other people don't like this job. Other people like, let's say, to write reports, okay? Other people like to do marketing or advertising or nice little booklets. Well, other people like to do training, okay? So different people like and enjoy different things, and you gotta think about who likes to do what. Same thing for example, this is not exactly roles for professors. When the department chair assigns courses, the department chair's got to be very careful to give the professor a course which the professor really likes and enjoys, okay? Because it's not that we don't like courses we like, but we always like, I like this course a lot more and this more, and I don't like this course much, and I don't like, well, someone else is going to like marketing more, okay? So the idea is that you need to know who likes and enjoys what and try to give them that type of work. All right, let's see what else we got. All right, well, these are, and you can see here, some of the roles. Some of the roles of, again, effective teams. So, now I'm going to discuss this a little bit randomly, begin from the top. You need a guy. You need someone who's going to be creative, someone who's going to be innovative, someone who's going to generate ideas. We call this guy the creator-innovator. We call the role creator-innovator. It's the person who initiates creative ideas. So that will be the creative person. Next one, you need someone who's an explorer and who's a promoter, okay? And again, this guy champions, means provides leadership for ideas after they've been initiated. So the guy here initiates, he just begins the idea. But this guy takes the leadership of that idea. Again, you gotta understand, this guy may provide 5 ideas. And when this guy provides 5 ideas, this guy is going to like 1 or 2, say, oh yeah, this is a great idea. We can do this and we can do that and all the other things. Then you got here assessor and developer. This one needs critical thinking. You need to be critical to say when you see 2 things, oh yeah, this is good and no, this is not good. So he says he offers insightful analysis. When we say insightful, I mean critical analysis. And critical means you try to tell what's good and what's not good, or which from these good is better, or which from these is the best. And he analyzes the options. So he sees 5 options, 5 alternatives, and 5 choices. Says, ah, this one no good because of this. No, this one no good because of this. Oh, this one's not good because of this. This one is really good, okay? So, you need that kind of guy who can make a proper analysis and judgment, okay? Then you need someone who's an organizer, someone who's going to provide a structure, who's going to say, okay, we're going to implement this idea, this is a very good idea, let's go about it, okay, you're going to do this, you're going to do this. So there will be some structure with, effectively, who's going to do the boss, who's going to do what, in other words, with responsibilities. Okay, you're going to be responsible for this, you're going to be responsible for this, and you're going to be responsible for this. Okay? Then you need someone to provide direction and follow through. So you need someone to keep things going and to keep things moving and to provide direction. Okay, now we got to do this. Okay, now we got to do this. Okay? And this guy is the producer. This guy is the producer, you know. We can also call him the driver, okay? So you're going to have a boss who's going to say, okay, we're going to get the Mercedes, or we're going to get the BMW, or we're going to get the Audi, okay? And then they say we're going to go to the beach, all right? Well, which beach? Are we going to go Patong Beach, or Kamala Beach, or Kata Beach, or Karo, right? So you need to decide first which car you're going to get, which beach you're going to get, okay? But then you need someone who's just going to sit in the car and drive, okay? Who's going to get us there, all right? So you need someone who's going to be a producer or a driver, someone who's going to keep things going and driving, all right? Then you need a controller, inspector. Controller, inspector is someone who sits on the side, who watches, who sees what gets done, what doesn't get done, who's working, who's not working. So this is a control and audit function. Someone who's just looking, yes, it's an inspection. So he acts as an inspector. Someone who just keeps an eye and not doing anything. Alright, so controller and inspector is what I do while you are having your exam. During the quiz, I'm just walking, watching, controlling, and inspecting to see who's doing what and if everything's okay, and people not talk between each other, they don't use and cheat and all the other things, alright? So you need someone to keep an eye on everybody else. Next one is upholder and maintainer. This is someone when you have a problem with the group, outside or external problem, or you need an external resource, that person is going to go to other external sources and will say, look, we need an extra laptop for this type of work. Or we're going to need a printer if we're going to do this, okay? Or say, look, for this job we'll need to make little booklets. And we need to find someone to do the booklets, and it's going to take 300 booklets, and these booklets are going to cost us, let's say, $1,000 US. They're going to be nice, expensive, luxury marketing materials, okay? And he's going to go out and say, look, this is where he's going to find the resource, okay? And he's going to find what's called external battles. Then, you need someone who's a reporter and advisor, okay? Encourages the search for more information. Someone who's going to be reporting, who's going to be searching, who's going to be, again, this is a little bit like exploring. explorer who's going to keep his eye open and do whatever else might be necessary. And you need another guy, a linker, who coordinates and integrates. Sometimes the team will not be all in the same room. They may be in different offices, in different buildings, and you're going to have someone who's going to coordinate the link. Whatever the problem is, you send them a message, or you call, hey man, I need this, or whatever that thing is, and this guy's going to be coordinating between people, especially if you have 8, 10, 12 or more people. Then you definitely need someone to coordinate the job between so many people. So these are some, not all, of the roles of an effective team. And if you got a team, you should have these roles. And you say, well, but how can we have 8 roles if we got a team of 3 people? Well, the answer is, or a team of 4 people, the answer is, you can have one person take 3 roles. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? There's nothing wrong with someone who's very creative and innovative to also be, fighting the external battles, okay? Maybe, or maybe be a controller and inspector. He generates the idea. He's got a very good idea about the idea, right? It's his own idea, and then he becomes the controller and inspector. He's just watching to see if his idea is done right, is done well, and who's doing, who's working, who's not. So there is no problem a person to have 2 or 3 roles, different roles, okay? And it doesn't have to be someone's got to have these 3 and someone's got to have these 3. Again, it depends on skills, preferences, who likes what and how. Let's see what else we got for today. We got key work design elements. So when you design the job, you want to give these people autonomy. Autonomy means independence. You just tell them the task and let them do whatever they're supposed to do without too much control from the outside, okay? If this is the team, you say who's the team manager, who's responsible for the team, and then you don't interfere and you don't intervene. You let them be independent and they'll do their job, okay? Next, you need to use a variety of skills. Again, that's already repeating for a 3rd time. You don't want to get people with exactly the same skills. No good. You need people to have a little bit different skills so that they can complement each other. All right, completing a whole and identifiable task. So when you give them a job, the job's got to be identifiable. You need to see what's the job. They need to see the job, okay? They need to understand what it is. And the job's got to be a whole job. You can't just give them a half job, okay? It's kind of like you can't assign 3 waitresses to one table and all 3 are responsible. You say, you are responsible for this table. And you are supposed to serve this table from 8 o'clock tonight till 12 or till 3 or whatever your shift is, okay? So you give them a job and it's got to be clearly identifiable. An identifiable job in a restaurant is you work table number 7, okay? And the table's got actually number 7. And you work number 8, okay? Well, I mean, similar with teams. It's very clear to see what's the job. And finally, you need to see, you need to understand how this job, this task, or this project will affect other people, other teams, and other jobs, okay? Because it may have some effect or not. All right, let's see what else we got so that we try to finish for today. Some of the processes, and I already explained them from the little table. Processes, they gotta have a common purpose. They're all doing, they gotta know what they're doing. It's gotta be common, okay? You can't give different people from the team different goals, okay? They gotta have specific team goals, okay? Specific team goal. Gotta be specific. They gotta be efficacious. I don't want to discuss efficacy and efficacious, okay? Because we have effectiveness, again, efficiency, efficacy. That's a little tricky one. Manage conflict. You need to manage conflict. As I said, conflict will arise. You need to manage it one way or another. And finally, that's the same thing. They repeat the one from the bottom to minimize free riding and social loafing. So you try to keep your eyes on everyone contributing what's called a fair share. Okay? Everyone doing good, honest, fair, proper contribution. Alright? Shaping team behavior. Let me take a look about shaping team behavior. Okay, rewards and shaping behavior. Basically, you need to have an evaluation system and you need to have a reward system. And if people get a job done, there's got to be some reward. It may be a travel somewhere, it may be a dinner at a restaurant, or, well, it may be a nice big sign where they can put, you know, they say, okay, this is a reward for something. Or, as people like, just cash. Plain old cash is the best kind of reward that employees usually value. You know, they value most money. That's why they're in for the job. At least 99% of the people are in for the money. Not everybody, okay? But money is important and helps. Alright, some contemporary issues, okay? Alright, we're not going to discuss contemporary issues. We're done for today. Good enough, thank you. Cameron.
Thank you.